Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today we're taking a look at Lattafa Pride Shaheen Silver. All right, so Shaheen Silver is from the House of Lattafa. It is from their Pride series, and you can pick this sucker up for about $35 at places like Fragrance Buy. I'll have a link down in the description if you decide you want to check this one out. Also have a coupon code save yourself $5 off your first purchase at Fragrance Buy if you decide you want to shop with them. Box on this, pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. It is your regular rectangle box. It does have this kind of nice embossed peregrine falcon on the front in silver that's got a little bit of a shimmer to it, but the rest is pretty straightforward. Necessaries on the back, authentication logo, hologram there. Fun fact though, Shaheen in Arabic translates into English as something along the lines of like a royal falcon, a royal bird, and so that's why we have right here, this peregrine falcon. So there you go, little fun fact from your boy Post Cologne. But overall, box, nothing too special on this one. The bottle, however, is very nice. The Lattafa Pride series, they just have really nice presentations in my opinion. Comes in this plastic kind of casing to it. It is kind of a thick plastic and it does really snap in there, but nice thick plastic on that. Thankfully it's not glass. I think if it was glass it'd be a little fancier, but I'd probably have broken it by now. Sits in this nice little podium, kind of the name of the fragrance out front, and the bottle itself, really nice. I love this kind of matte black finish it has to it. It has this kind of inlaid metal falcon on the front. Nice thick bottle cap, nice heavy metal, has that falcon sitting up top as well, which is a nice little touch. I do enjoy that, but it is a nice thick metal cap. It does have kind of a plastic inside, but overall this is a really well put together cap, really well put together bottle, and the atomizer on this is average. I have no complaints about this. It's not like a beast projector by any means, but it is really nice atomizer on this. So overall, Lattafa, top marks. So if you are wondering what Lattafa Pride Shaheen Silver smells like, come to the right place because I'm about to tell you. Some of the notes listed in this are cassis, bergamot, patchouli, rose, oak moss, musk, and amber. And so what I get from this fragrance from the opening is that cassis note and that bergamot. And that cassis is a very like black currant style of note. So it has this kind of fruity sweetness to it, but it also has like a little bit of earthiness to it as well. Mixed with that bergamot, that's a very citrusy tart style of bergamot, it gives like a really nice kind of balanced, sweet, citrusy tart style of opening. And you also get some of that oak moss that comes up from the base pretty much right away. So you get this nice kind of woodiness to it that has this boldness, this sharpness, and this kind of like clean edge to it. Really a nice opening. As it sort of develops, you get a little bit more of that earthy patchouli that mixes in there, but you get that oak moss starting to develop a little bit more, and it becomes a very kind of deep, rich style of bold fragrance. Again, with that sweetness, that citrus, sitting on that very sharp, beautiful style of wood accords. Really nice. And in the dry down, you get more of that warm amber starts to come through, and it kind of just softens things a little bit. It smooths things out so it's not as sharp, but it still maintains that boldness. It still has that masculinity, and it's just a really enjoyable fragrance. Now, I bet you guys are all thinking to yourselves, this sounds a little bit familiar, and you would be correct because this fragrance reminds me a lot of this fragrance, and this fragrance, and this fragrance. So basically, what I'm picking up is, this is kind of Lattafa's inspired by interpretation of Creed Aventus. It's, again, it's not exactly like Creed Aventus. It's not exactly like Club de Nuit Man Intense or Mont Blanc Explorer or the 4,000 other different variations of Inventus dupes, clones, inspired bys. This is its own interpretation of it, but there's no denying when you smell this, that DNA is there. It's undistinguishable. This has got that Creed Aventus style of vibe going on to it. That being said, I think this is a really beautiful fragrance. This is very well blended. This is just has this right level of sweetness, right level of kind of those citruses, and that kind of oak moss vibe that's going on with it. Makes it really enjoyable. I would say this kind of opens up very similar to Mont Blanc Explorer, and then it kind of dries down a little bit similar to Club de Nuit Man Intense. It doesn't have that harsh, the EDT, it doesn't have that harsh lemon pledge sort of opening that Club de Nuit Man Intense, the EDT has. It has more of that balanced Mont Blanc Explorer kind of dry or opening, but the dry down I do find it kind of is a lot more similar to Club de Nuit Man Intense. So very nice fragrance. I personally kind of enjoy this the most of those other two, but it is very redundant. If you do have those other fragrances in your collection, this will be a little bit redundant. So if you're interested in it, I think you should definitely check it out because it is a very nice fragrance. It's very quality, well put together, well blended style of fragrance. But if you're kind of sick of Creed Aventus clones, dupes, inspired buys, this will make you a little bit angry, I think. But great fragrance, just a little disappointed that it is an inspired buy. Now, when it comes to the performance of Lattafa Pride's Shaheen Silver, I get about average to maybe a little bit above average performance off this. Longevity, I get about 7-8 hours off of my skin, and the first hour and a half, this does project nice and heavy, but it does settle in fairly quick. So this is not a projection monster in terms of time, but in terms of the first hour to hour and a half, this does push off really, really well. And longevity, like I said, pretty average, maybe a little bit above average. I was getting whiffs of this throughout the day, and by the end of my workday, I was still getting just little hints of it. It was kind of a skin scent at that point, but overall performance on this, I am pretty happy about. Now, in terms of the where and when you could be using Lattafa Pride's Shaheen Silver, I say this is probably one of the most versatile fragrances that I have from the Lattafa line. I think you can wear this casually, you can wear this formally, you can wear this to the office, you can wear this on date nights. I think it just has that bold, masculine, easy to wear, crowd-pleasing style of scent accord to it, and I think you can pull it off pretty much anywhere, any situation. If you are going to the office, I would be careful about the sprays on this. Like I said, it does project fairly heavy for the first bit, so if you're going to go to the office with this, I would apply it well before you're going to step into the office, just so you get a nice sillage, but you're not getting a very aggressive sillage. That'd be kind of my only warning for you on that one. But in terms of occasions, this is very versatile, and I think you're just gonna smell amazing the entire day, regardless of where you are. In terms of seasons, again, I think this is a very versatile fragrance. I think in the summer you can wear this, spring, fall, you can definitely wear this. I wore this on a fairly cool day here, and it pushed through the cold fairly well. I didn't get as much performance and longevity off of it when I was wearing it in the cold, but I still got about 6 hours when it was really, really cold the one day I wore this. But on a mild day, when I wore this, again, like I said, 7, maybe 8 hours of longevity off this, and I think in the high heat, this might even do a little bit better in terms of projection. So overall, I think this is a year-round fragrance. You can wear anywhere, anytime, and you are going to smell fantastic. So my overall thoughts on Lattafa Pride Shaheen Silver is, I think this is a beautiful fragrance. I like that black currant mixed with that bergamot citrus tartness, that sweetness and that earthiness that comes from that cassis black currant style of note. The oak moss in this is really nice, giving it that sharp woods, mixing with some of that warm amber and some of those other earthy notes that are listed in here. I think it's a really well blended fragrance. I think it's just nice, bold, sharp, masculine, just enough kind of warm sweetness to it to just kind of tone the edges down so it's not too aggressive, and performance on this is really good. I am disappointed that it does have that Creed Aventus style of DNA to it, I'm not gonna lie. The Lattafa Pride series I thought was trying to step away from doing the inspired buys, doing the dupes, and kind of do its own thing, and this one just screams that Aventus DNA, so I was a little let down with that because I already have some of those fragrances in my collection. This is a little bit different than all of them, but it is still, at the end of the day, a very much an inspired by fragrance. So if you do have fragrances like Club de Nuit Man Intense, Mont Blanc Explorer, English Laundries, London, or Creed Aventus, Hacivat, all those kind of ones, I do think this is going to be redundant. I don't think this is necessarily going to be a good pickup for you. But if you don't have any of those fragrances, I think you should definitely be checking this one out because it is a gorgeous fragrance, and I think for the price point of $35, it's definitely worth checking out. That's Lattafa Pride's Shaheen Silver. And I want to hear from you guys. What's one of the Lattafa Pride line series fragrances that you'd like to see me do a review on? I've done a few already, but I'm going to do more, and I want to hear from you guys. What are you really wanting to hear about? So go comment down below. Love hearing from you guys. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.